All right, today we're going to preview our third irregular verb, faire. So faire has two different translations. It can mean either to do or it can mean to make. It is the third most common verb in French, so it's a very important one to remember. And this is pretty obvious if you think about how many times during the day you use the verb to do in particular. So all of the times during the day you say do, does, did, any of those variations, those would all come back and be faire in French. It is, however, entirely irregular, and just like avoir and être, you have to memorize the whole entire thing. There's no conjugation pattern that we can follow. So here are our basic subject pronouns, okay, and let's look at the conjugations. So starting with je, we have je fais, I do or I make. Our to conjugation is also going to be fait. There's no difference in between these two. Je fais, tu fais. Il, elle, and on are also fait, though note there's a spelling change here. We flip from a final S to a final T. So our entire singular column is all fait. The only difference is in that little bit of a spelling. So we have an S, and then three T's. Our plural column, we're going to mix it up a little bit. Our nous becomes nous faisons. Note the way that I pronounce that, nous faisons. This is actually an irregular pronunciation. We cannot pronounce this word the way that our pronunciation rules tell us that we should. Vous becomes faites, vous faites. You'll sometimes see this with an accent circumflex, the one that kind of looks like a hat or like an upward pointing arrow on the I. That is considered an optional accent. You'll see it both ways, and I don't care which particular way you choose to write it. And then finally we have il and elles font. So this we can see a little bit of a pattern with our irregular verbs, at least, in that O and T ending. So we had ils sont, ils ont, and now we have ils font. If we can use this in a sentence, such as he goes cycling, note that there's no do or make in that sentence in English. However, as we discussed in class today, several of our activities, where in English we go and do a particular thing, in French you just do it. So in French we would say he does cycling. Il fait du vélo. So, questions 1, 2, and 3. What are the conjugations of faire for the following subject pronouns? Okay, so elle, je, and nous. How would you conjugate faire for those three subject pronouns? Write those on your first 3 lines on your devoir. All right, and then questions 4 and 5, we have 2 simple sentences here based off of the activities that you looked at in class today. So, how would you translate these sentences into French? So, question number 4, we're going to translate the sentence, I do photography. And 5, we're going to translate the sentence, they, a group of all guys, go ice skating.